Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is Monday morning, June 19th, and you have tuned into the NFT Morning Show. We're back here after the weekend. Hope everybody had a wonderful weekend. If it is your first time listening, we run the show Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 10:15 a.m. Eastern time, each and every week, right here on Twitter Spaces. Show is also available on YouTube if you want to see our beautiful faces. Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, if you want to share this podcast with people outside of the Twitter bubble. I'm your host, P.O., here with my co-host, Nifty Nick, funniest man in the business. Easy, the dog behind BoDoggos, the host of GM Market Talk, day trader extraordinaire. Signal, the weather reporter in residence at the Nifty, a coder turned content creator, the host of the Artist Spotlight vertical at the Nifty. Kicks, the CEO of Crypto Raiders Gaming Studio, the authors of Midnight Heist and Cyber Stadium, and soon to be more. He knows crypto gaming. He's also an intelligent degenerate. We got Clemente, producer extraordinaire. The man behind the scenes would not be able to do the show without him. And last but not least, we got Bunny. Bunny, your bio just says, did you hear about the Goblin Town game?
Dude, the rumor mill is swirling, Pia. They're saying that this is made by the Goblin Town team, and that maybe the alpha is beating the whole game. If you beat the whole game, people are speculating you might get something.
Do you think that's true, Bunny?
Nah, it's probably made by a random guy who owns one.
Fair enough. Easy. Did you see any of the Goblin Town, pizzazz that happened over the weekend?
We played it on stream last Thursday. So we were like early playing it before all the streamers got involved. Me and Frisk were playing it. Dude, the game's so hard. We thought we were like crushing progress. We thought we were making like a speed run time. We played for 45 minutes and we were about 4% of the way through. So yeah, the world record right now is 23 minutes. The average time is about 70 to get through it. And it's like the hardest game I've ever played. Like it is so difficult. Yeah. And this, we jumped on this bed and it shot me off the map and I had to start from the beginning. But there's like a ton of subtleties around Goblin Town where like the goblins are on walls, spray painted, the word Goblin Town's everywhere. I don't think there's anything to do with Goblin Town, to be honest, because it is CCO. That whole ecosystem is completely CCO. So anybody can make those things, but you're seeing every big streamer play it right now. XQC is playing it, Kai Sinat, Aiden Ross, like all the big name heavy hitters that pull 50, 60,000 concurrent viewers are actively playing this game. And not a single one of them realizes that on the back of the character you play as hoodie is a goblin.
That's pretty wild. I see you got a Vinny Hager hat on right now.
I do. Yeah, Vinny dropped his merch store and I was still late. There was a few I really wanted, but I'm a huge fan of green. So I saw one and I was like, oh, I need it. So immediately ordered it, came in over the weekend.
That's a dope hat. Kix has a pretty fly button up right now. I also see, is that an allergy strip on your nose?
Nah, dude, it's just a nose strip.
What's that for? Just
premium oxygen intake. There's obviously not enough people in this space that get enough oxygen, so someone's got to do it. So I'm just making sure that I'm getting peak oxygen to the brain.
So you think a lot of people in this space aren't getting enough oxygen to their brains?
Yeah, low oxygen syndrome for sure.
Signal, how you doing?
Mouth breathers.
Nick, we can't hear you, buddy.
I was thinking about you guys, you Americans, and your obsession with aircon this weekend because it was roasting in Europe, just roasting. And
when you say roasting, what was it? Like 81 degrees?
Help me here, easy.
Centigrade.
It was like 30 degrees centigrade. So I want to be like, someone help me here, 32 Fahrenheit. Anyway, and it was humid, and I couldn't sleep at night, and it's
86.
just that. It was horrible.
86.
Yeah, so I was thinking of you guys, and I was like, man, now I get why Americans are obsessed with aircon. There was no aircon in the city situation this weekend. So yeah, that's been, I'm just glad to be down to like pulling a number out of my ass here. 75? Yeah, I'm glad to be down to 75.
Is aircon like a scam done on an airplane or something like that?
No, like you don't get it in the buildings over. Like the buildings here are old because there's so much history here. So we don't actually get aircon, and you have to either go to the countryside and get wind, or you live in a new build and they have it, or you installed it at some point. So yeah, just like no aircon over here. Just
you
sit
didn't
by
get
the
me
sea.
joke because it was an American joke.
AC is what we call it here.
Or air
okay.
conditioning. No one calls it aircon.
I'm still learning. I mean, I called it the SEC the other day, and I think I almost got kicked off Twitter.
If you go to Thailand and you hang out with like the Aussies and the UK people there, everyone's saying aircon. I also want to shout out Miguel Ribeiro, the man with the name that Clemente couldn't pronounce the other day. He said aircon is a luxury, Nick, not a right. And I agree with him. Nick, how you doing this morning, buddy?
I'm doing all right. I was just gonna say, I mean, it seems like maybe you're not breathing right if you
Me?
if you didn't think that the strip on the nose is for breathing, that it was going to stop allergies. In fact, it would accelerate allergy reaction if you were putting that on and you were having an allergic reaction because you'd be breathing in so much pollen. So it's actually definitely more on the breathing side of things. I've been thinking about getting those kicks, so I'm on your side here.
Absolutely phenomenal. If you wear them too long, you get like a little, it kind of irritates the skin here, but I mean, whatever.
Well,
I love to see it.
You have some issues without the strip, so might as well just tack it on there.
I'd love to see Nick sporting one of those. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get into it right now. Today, we're going to discuss this Goblin Town game only ups overnight success and whether or not it will have a positive impact on Goblin Town and NFTs in general. We're going to talk about the free mint that went from free up to 0.6 ETH. We're going to talk about a crypto lawsuit that went viral and the latest crypto news that could be affecting your portfolio. Before we get into that, though, today's show is brought to you by BoDoggos. That's Easy's project that's launching imminently. Couldn't be more excited about it. As a reminder, there will be a snapshot for all Nifty portal holders happening tonight at 11:59 p.m. So basically midnight tonight, 11:59 p.m. EST tonight. There is a snapshot. And starting tomorrow, holders of the Nifty portal will be able to participate in an exclusive 7-day BoDoggos pre-sale, and they'll even be able to pay in Ethereum. And then they'll receive the BoDoggos that they minted to their Solana wallet of their choice after the pre-sale is done. Pre-sale instructions will be shared in the next 24 hours. In the meantime, check out the pinned tweet up top to learn more about BoDoggos, the Solana NFT collection by our very own Easy Eats Bodega. Also, stay tuned for the end of this show because we might have a fun surprise to share with you. Nick, is there anything that you wanted to add, buddy?
Yeah, who's doing the snapshot at midnight?
We are.
No, but who on the team? Like, who's responsible for that? Because I don't want to be.
It's probably 5-hour Nick, not 8-hour Nick, considering the time.
I'm not interested. I'm not interested.
Okay. All right,
So
we'll figure something else out.
Take care of that. That'd be great. I don't want to be the person at midnight doing that. I'll give you the tools, and then I'm gonna be in bed. 8:30 comes around. Your boy's getting well rested for tomorrow. Okay.
It's a big day. It's a big day.
I like that. I woke up this morning. When we were up late last night, I woke up this morning. I was like, damn, I needed to sleep more. But it's okay. I'm going to exercise. You can see I'm literally drinking coffee right now, French press, just doing my thing right here. Ladies and gentlemen, if you drink French press, shout out to you because that's what I do.
Is that cold?
Well, I had ice in this.
Well,
and
I asked because if you're pouring hot coffee into is that glass? It looks plastic.
It's glass, but
okay.
Yeah, it was cold, and so there's like a little bit of leftover cold in here, but it's not as cold as it should be. In fact, this is going to be like a weird warm coffee. It's okay. I just need the caffeine. But over to someone that's not weird, someone that's just dazzling when it comes to the weather. Signal, please take it away. We want to know what the story is with the weather in the NFT space.
Oh my God, there's so much going on in the NFT space this weekend, but we will cover the top story. So Monday, the 19th of June, GM, everyone. Total market volume coming in at 29 million. Blur still the lion's share at 16, while OpenSea 3.4. Onto the leaders. Those apes are coming down there at 43. Mutants, ouch. Can you get a mutant at 8.3? Punk still holding nicely at 50, while Suzuki obviously holding steadily as they go into the party next week at 16.6. You got D-Gods just chung, on the way up to 10.2, while Captain's nice and steady at 8.5, and Pudgy's nice and steady as well at 4.1. Over the weekend, you got on-chain investigator ZachXBT is being sued by machibigbrother and what he in a defamation case, and what he calls David versus Goliath. The on-chain sleuth raised it's incredible. He raised $1 million in donations, and Zach got money coming in from the likes of 9gag CEO, Binance CZ, and the Polygon founders. So it's great to see crypto rallying behind David. NFT trader Cyrus has tweeted that there's a blur farmer who is long $2 million on 32 apes, and he's using, get this, double-digit 13x leverage. Beautiful. The farmer is apparently running out of farming funds. He's getting in a hole, and his average liquidation price is 40 ETH. If that happens, Bunny was on the nose with his prediction. On to institutional, and following BlackRock's ETF, there are rumors that Fidelity, which is the third largest asset manager in the world, is also filing for a spot BTC ETF fund, and apparently is in talks with Greyscale to acquire that fund. So big news there. And then lastly, ETH subscriptions. These just kicked off over the weekend when a new protocol to write data onto the main Ethereum blockchain happened. It was a new invention. The founder called for punks to be inscribed. Obviously, all 10K were inscribed, and rares like the hoodies were going for 0.16 ETH. Onto crypto, BTC looking nice at 26.3, ETH looking beautiful at 1.7, Solana growing up and at 15.4, and Ape sub 2 at down at 1.9. Majors looking nice. Some of the alts selling off pretty quick. So overall in the NFT space, it's looking like cloudy, but outbreaks of sunshine across the markets. Back to you, folks.
Fantastic weather report as usual, Signal. Love to hear about all the action going on in the NFT space. Some other updates from the Nifty Daily Digest, which is the daily newsletter that you have to have an account at thenifty.com to get access to. You're going to want an account on that platform to claim today's free NFT. So what are you waiting for? Anyway, Nike teased a collaboration with the popular video game Fortnite titled Airphoria in partnership with their digital shoe brand .swoosh, set to launch on June 20th. I like the sound of that. Fortnite, after all, is a digital collectibles business, so it makes a lot of sense for there to be gradual integrations with our universe here. In celebration of the 1-year anniversary of the MVP mint, Memeland announced the teleburning of 111 MVPs from their treasury to ordinals, with the mint date and price to be expected expected to be revealed in the near future. Wow, that is pretty wild. Ray's leaning into ordinals. Love to see it.
What is a teleburn?
It's when
you send it, it immediately gets minted on the very next inscription number. So the burn mints in simultaneous action. So as you burn on ETH, mints on the other chain.
It's not like a telethon where it's happening on TV.
No, or like the game telephone where by the time it gets to the end, it's something totally different. Like, okay. Yeah, no, it's one of the same. This is the same technology that they used when they did the D-Gods to ETH and UTs to Polygon from Sol, was a teleburn, where they actually burned the previous asset and reminted it on the new chain.
I like Nick's idea, though. I think that if we did like a telethon to figure out who's going to like burn their incredibly high value assets, that could be fun. Right?
Could you imagine us on a telethon, like all in one room, picking up phones, just yelling, just like, and how much are you, what's the donation amount? What are you giving to us? What do you got for us?
They're just going to be like, these NFT holders, they're struggling out there and they need your help. It's been quite a situation out there. You should feel sorry for them. You're going to want to call in right now and make a donation. Help support their transition from one blockchain to the next, because they can't make up their damn mind.
And one small donation of $5 will cover a minuscule part of the actual gas transaction. What could possibly go wrong?
I like the idea of Nick being in a suit, but the tie's kind of loose around his neck. You know, it's like a loose tie at this point. Yeah, and he's just going off, Anyway, last story, CryptoPunk 8611 was burned and inscribed onto Bitcoin shortly after being purchased by the Bitcoin Bandits community for 54.5 ETH in exchange for an ordinal maxi biz allow list. So ZK Shark, who clearly just wants to see the world burn, got somebody to take him up on his request to burn a CryptoPunk. Pretty wild stuff. I mean,
I think there's
easy.
some clarity needed there for sure. So it was an ordinals community that crowdsourced a punk buy. So they were in Discord late on Saturday night. It was the Bitcoin Bandits community, who is one of the Magic Eden C-level executives who created the project Chartfu, was in there with probably 100 people from the Bitcoin Bandits, and they crowdsourced the purchase of a CryptoPunk. And then live immediately as they purchased it, teleburned it and sent it to Bitcoin.
I mean, it's crazy. Nick, your CryptoPunk just got scarcer. The supply just went down by 1. Are you happy about that?
I mean, what is this one trading at now on? Well, I guess it's not trading because there's only one of them. So it's more of a statement. They're not going to actually liquidate the trade, right?
What do you mean?
Well, it's now sitting on ordinals, right? Like there's some equivalent.
Sure. I don't think it's as much about that. I think it's more about what the price of ordinal maxi biz would be.
We're giving my whole thing is this is just like one marketing campaign, and apparently we can't stop talking about it, Clemente. Maybe you can check those notes, but what's the next hack to get Clemente to add it to the show, huh? Well, what are you gonna have to do?
I was gonna say that the app that was used, like this Teleburn thing that was created, is an app by Bitcoin Bandits. So yes, it is like a marketing campaign.
Another marketing campaign, a double marketing campaign here.
Double win.
So if you build it out, it kind of looks like one of these. It's like marketing, scheme. Like a reverse funnel, if you will.
He's drawing the shape of a triangle in the air, which some people also refer to as a pyramid.
Pyramid market, multi-level marketing.
To me, it's like one of those things where you're just like, I mean, it's a shame. I'm mourning the loss of the punk. I'm going to be honest. I'm mourning our willingness to just write anything that if someone does something, commits digital violence, that we're just instantly willing to, support these, the people who are out there causing trouble in the streets. They're violent.
Well, speaking of violence, Nick's going to absolutely love that Clemente put this in the call sheet. First story that we're discussing after the newsletter, the crypto Twitter madness. Ben.eth, publicly known for launching the tokens such as Ben, Loyalty, and PSYOP. Those are some of Ben.eth's greatest hits. He's done so much for the world with those tokens. Was involuntarily doxxed by PolyOX on Friday. He was doxxed after he said that he would need to be paid extra for boxing Poly, since he'd be doxing himself in that process. There's been quite a bit of back and forth on whether a boxing match is going to happen there. Nick, are you happy that we're discussing this one? Are you happy Clemente put this in the call sheet?
This is basically as offensive as bum fights. That's basically what we're like doing here. We're giving attention to these people. I'm blanking on the name. What is it when you someone in your school who I can't think of the freaking word for picking on people.
Philanthropy.
A bully. Jeez, I couldn't think of these guys are OX bullies. That's all that's going on here. And same as Clemente is hanging out at their lunch table. So he was hanging out at the cafeteria table yesterday or this weekend with all the bullies. And this whole thing is just no. So Pio, the short answer is this is just the dumbest freaking thing anyone. No one gives a shit. Outside of the fact that we all saw their photo and we were like, yup, unsurprised they look like that. Let's move on.
There you go. Bunny has his hand raised. Bunny, something to weigh in with here?
Well, I am curious to what we're allowed to talk about today because, right, we're not allowed to talk about the CryptoPunk being burned. We're not allowed to talk about the fight. But in one of the pre-fight tweets, Ben said he does 200 push-ups daily. I was curious as to how many push-ups Nick could do.
Nick?
How many I can do each day? That's a good question. P would be excited to know that I got a personal trainer in my immediate future coming to my place. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh my. Are you serious? This is insane.
Damn, son. Where'd you find this?
Damn. I mean, this is pretty crazy, Nick. This glow up is going to be a crazy one. When does this start?
Real quick. Well, I don't know. They got to follow up, but this says on a more serious note. Because this is the subject I want to discuss.
Ladies and gentlemen, Nick's
serious note.
Nick's in our shared document call sheet. I see what he's highlighting right here in the Google Doc.
This is serious. machibigbrother sued ZachXBT. I will say him raising the money was a nice sign of solidarity. There you go, dude. I'm like at a loss for words. This is what happens.
We were up late.
This is exactly the situation that I'm running into.
Did you guys see the other thing that got shared about Machi shortly after the suing of ZachXBT was Machi purchased a $25 million home in the Los Angeles Hills.
Who did?
Machi. It was all over the timeline. I think it was, I don't think it was Forbes, but it was another finance. Who?
Dirt.com reported it.
There was another one too. There was another one I saw, like forum.com, some like TMZ-esque style thing, and they called
basically what we are right now.
Well,
Yeah,
this is dirt. This is the Dirt podcast right now, man. Well, look, I mean, he bought a $25 million mansion in the United States.
It's a nice house.
It's a nice house, and people were trying to say that he's not allowed in the United States. Then he sat courtside at a Lakers game and bought a $25 million mansion in California. So I guess he is allowed in the United States.
Did you see the token as well that came out immediately after the Zach news? So he asked for the donation, then a token out of thin air just appears called the Zach token. So everyone's like, yeah, this is going to pump. Because it's Zach and everybody likes Zach, and Zach gets sent these tokens, and the idea was that every time it traded, the tax would go to him, so it was actually to his benefit. And then Zach turns around, is like, I'm not touching these tokens, I've burnt them all. And then the token does what most shitcoin tokens do. But it was a nice dream, but for a moment there could be a token that people could rally behind.
Well, and
he got the $1 million in the end, so it's fine. In the end, the whole point was to help him with his legal fees, so it happened. It was good.
A little twist in the story. machibigbrother was the one who made that token. And so he was going to fund his legal fees with that token. He dumped on the entire market, actually. He was able to extract $1 million out of it. So that was a pretty exciting beginning of the token. So, yeah.
There you go. Bunny has his hand raised again. Bunny, what's going on?
So yeah, I just wanted to speak up, like the lawyers representing these two. Machi's law firm that he hired has over $1 billion in revenue. They've repped like the NBA, Johnson & Johnson. I talked to another attorney, and he said minimum this is costing him $1,000 an hour. If he has a senior partner repping him, it's like exponentially more. And Zach has Johnny Depp's lawyers from that case. So it's like a pretty high profile.
What the fuck?
It is on par with the who was it? Heard and Depp case. Like this is up there. I would say pretty comparable.
Which one's going to do cocaine in the courtroom? Because that was what was happening during that one.
Which one's going to shit on the other one's bed is probably the bigger question here.
Oh my god!
They were doing cocaine in the courtroom. What?
Amber, the woman, Amber Heard, there's like a little gif. She does cocaine in the courtroom during that whatever you call that, like.
So that's not proven. It's speculation, but there was something shoved in the nose mid-court case.
Fine, maybe it was smelling salts, but I doubt it because I think they talk about how much cocaine both of them were doing. Johnny Depp's like a 60-year-old man just still doing blow. Anyway,
It's got a great cardiovascular system.
Yeah, his heart's just really open.
Wow, Clemente just grabs the clip. Ready? Look at that. You see that? You see that, Nick?
Dude, it's just a habit. She's just been taking coke for so long, her whole life.
Yeah,
Even when she blows a tissue, she just does it. She just does it.
The look of guilt after too, like
Look, Nick. Look at this.
Dude.
That's not. Oh yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Okay.
the amount of effort that she had to do in order to put, what did she put? Like a snifter, a spoon? Like what was the thing that was going into her nose? That isn't that what they call it? A snifter or something?
No
like
idea, bro. Snifter?
Are you asking if people that do cocaine regularly call the tool that gets it into their nose a snifter?
Hold on. This is
A straw.
Sorry, a snifter is a footed glass. This is a separate thing. This is used for brandy and other drinks. My apologies.
I think you're talking about like a bullet, maybe.
Maybe suddenly all of us are trying to figure out how to do cocaine live
Is
on.
it a dollar bill just rolled up in there?
I've been to the bungalow in Santa Monica. I think they're called bullets.
Okay,
There you go, Kicks.
whatever was going on there, I really am skeptical that she actually was doing coke right there on the stand.
Well, you just watched it. It literally just happened in front of your face. That's how you get away with it. Not everybody can see what's happening. Anyway, we're going to move on from some of the, the daytime TV stories, the Maury Povich.
Myself a snifter, though.
I like the fact that you have a snifter and you know that street talk. All the real ones, that are at the late night after parties, they're talking about snifters. Anyway, enough of Maury Povich, Jerry Springer stuff. We'll see if the boxing match happens. I doubt it does. If it did, honestly, it is tempting to watch it because you got to think it would be a pretty ridiculous spectacle. And we'll see what happens with Machi and ZachXBT. It's good to see that $1 million was donated to ZachXBT. One funny thing is that Machi donated money to Binance to be like, I stand with Binance. And then 2 weeks later, Binance donated money to ZachXBT. So that was they took the money that Machi donated to them and gave it to ZachXBT. I got a kick out of that. Next topic, Janet Yellen. Clemente wrote my favorite Treasury secretary. So he's just having me read it like this. My favorite Treasury secretary is rumored to be on the hot seat. I know Nick is probably a nervous wreck about this because he's a huge Janet Yellen fan. Honestly, I'm just surprised because when I think of Janet Yellen, that's pretty much peak performance. So I'm surprised to hear that they would let such a prodigy, all-time level, Stephen Curry level performer in their job be on the hot seat. But Adam Cochran, who surfaced the Prometheum and SEC story on Twitter last week, tweeted that there are rumors of the Biden team wanting to make changes in the chairs and cabinet positions in the finance sector before the next election. Whoa, that's crazy. Janet Yellen is at the top of the list to be removed. I mean, again, I just want to emphasize, I can't believe that that's happening given her level or her skill set for her job. Adam cited that the Biden team wants to remove people so they can take the heat for the economic issues prior to the next election. So they want a patsy. They want to send Janet Yellen up the river here and frame it as it was all her fault. I guess maybe Gary Gensler's fault also before the next election. What do we make of this? Do we think that we see someone else in that seat before the next election? God, I hope so. Nick?
Pio, thanks for throwing it to me. When it comes to this sort of situation, the amount of fucks that I give is approximately near zero. Like that's actually approximately where I'm at when it comes to this particular thing. Now, that's been a consistent sort of situation since the beginning of this show. And even I am questioning what my role is now in this show, given the my lack of care for such a story. The reality is, I saw something. Didn't some congressperson say that Gary Gensler has to recuse himself? We still got to do the Gary video.
Where we investigate him?
Yeah, if we have any time for a break, which it doesn't feel like we do, but if we ever manage to come up with some time for a break in the next 10 years, then maybe we'll go down there and shoot a video of us just protesting him like himself. What, man, I can't even speak today. Ask somebody else. I'm out of it, man. I'm out. I think I need to step down. I think maybe I should be replaced by.
You're gonna recuse yourself from this show, Nick?
I'm gonna recuse myself too.
Nick, so I understand that you feel uncomfortable that you're struggling to form sentences on the show because you didn't sleep that much last night, and neither did I because I drank an espresso at 4:30 p.m. and then was up until 12:30 working with you guys, and then just woke up at 4 a.m. and was just wide awake in my bed until now. So, I'm in the same boat.
Those mornings suck.
But throwing to you right now is basically the funnest thing that I can do in my life at this very moment. I don't know what else I could do, like right now, sitting in this chair with this microphone, that's funner than throwing to you, because you're just basically a walking train wreck that's still performing pretty well. So it's for me, it's a very easy thing to do to throw to you. But I'll give you a quick break. I'll throw to Signal because she's performing at peak performance level.
What do you think about
Why are you throwing to me on U.S. politics? Okay, go just like that's a big
Signal.
Hey, do you want to give me
as the resident U.S. politician, Signal,
Exactly.
the diehard fan of it? What do you got for us? What are
You're
your thoughts on
smarter
Janet
than all of
Yellen?
us.
No man. I'll come in on the take though about Fidelity, okay? Because I think this
Sure.
is actually because I did the whole tinfoil hat commentary last week, but I actually listened to a super interesting podcast about ETFs, commodities, and crypto, and basically everybody thinks BlackRock will actually get the approval for this fund because, firstly, they're a behemoth. They own like 33% of the ETF market in the US. Number two, they're so close with Congress, and they've had people from the SEC work at BlackRock, people from BlackRock work at the SEC. So very close relationship. So they wouldn't put an application in unless they knew there was quite a high chance of getting it. Thirdly, BlackRock have actually made 576 applications for funds in the past, and they've only lost one. I mean, that is like the world champion of heavyweight boxing. So if these guys are coming in with a Bitcoin spot fund ETF, it's very likely that they'll get it. And also it's about first mover advantage. So the difference between them being first and your competitor being second, it's billions in trading volume. And we've seen this play out in Canada when the first BTC spot ETF opened there. Like the number one exchange there just ate the market. And then they were going on to explain, like, the great thing about if BlackRock does actually, be successful with the application, is that even on the advisory front of the market, you can imagine advisors being like very confident to their clients saying, yes, I think you should invest in a BlackRock iShares BTC ETF fund, and everybody loves that name. So you could see why if Greyscale potentially win, BlackRock will get the fund. And then, it turns out Balaji could actually be right. And that's how we get to 1 million Bitcoin. And that last bit is the left, right, you know what I mean? But it's looking like BlackRock could get it. No, but it's looking like
The left, right. You know what I mean.
You know what I mean. It's got a curve. It's got a curve with people left and right. And I don't want to talk about Yellen. So I've just given you all the tea on BlackRock and why you need to be buying Bitcoin now. So
I love that. I want to put on my tinfoil hat in a second, but a separate tinfoil hat. Nick, we just saw you sniff into a handkerchief. What was that about?
I don't know what you're talking about, Pio. There's nothing going on over here, man.
I was going to do that joke and you front run me. I was looking for a handkerchief when Signal started talking.
Eat a kick, start speaking Chinese.
No, absolutely not. No, get out of here. We're not doing that joke. Real quick, I love everything that Signal just pointed out. And so I know I'm the crazy guy. I'm so crazy and, tinfoil hat and crazy Bitcoiner. All of a sudden there's an operation, literally a named thing, Operation Choke Point 2.0, a regulatory crackdown. The sky is falling. Everybody on crypto Twitter is like, it's over. It's going to be a bear market for years. And then all of a sudden the big financial institutions are buying Greyscale, asking to issue an ETF.
We're missing the biggest part of this. You got to go full tinfoil hat here. They dropped the additional charges against SBF over the weekend, and they slipped that in at a very low point while the Bitcoin ETF was getting brought up. So SBF had 5 additional charges that were placed against him, withdrawn, and people close to the matter feel like they're going to do a delay and dump, I think is what they call it, where they continue to delay and then ultimately dump the charges.
And why? Because they view him as an ally? They view
So the other speculation is he's just sitting in there eating cheese, going full rap mode.
That's not really what happened. They dropped 5 of the 13 charges because his defense attorneys argued that they breached the extradition treaty with the Bahamas.
Hold on, his offense attorneys?
His defense attorney.
These
Defense,
guys are on
Nick.
offense right now. That's kind of what Bunny's doing. So.
Defense,
Those
Nick.
charges are just delayed until next year. Like it's not.
Nick, I think
they're calling it a delay and dump, Bunny.
it's a delay and dump because he's their puppet. They already know if he goes and makes money, he's going to donate it to them, right?
That's the speculation. FTX 2.0 is opening up. I'm going gig along. We're going gig along here.
Well, we got to find out who the business partnerships person is over at FTX 2.0, but no, I'm just kidding. Hey, so we were sponsored by your last entity.
Don't know how you guys feel about this, but we come back.
The tweets about the charges being dropped, it's literally like one of those tweets that come up where it's like, oh, there's more context that needs to be added to it. Like they're telling you that it's misinformation. So just gotta like DYOR a little bit. There
How about you just stop? Maybe you're just wrong.
I like Bunny having conviction here, talking about legal stuff. I've never seen this side of Bunny. Bunny, it sounds like you've had some quality guests on your late night show, Down the Rabbit Hole, that airs at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday, when you feel like doing it. Is that where this information is coming from?
Well, the dude who co-hosts with me is like he was the litigator for a while. So
You have a litigator co-host?
yeah.
Oh, I thought your co-host sounded like a bunch of dipshits.
No, dude.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. They sounded good.
Hey, run with that joke, you jerk.
I'm just kidding. I like Bunny's show. I think Bunny does a great job. It actually feels like our show at the very beginning, and that's a compliment. Okay. Anyway, Clemente put into the call sheet here that Twitter is calling for the funeral of Yuga Labs. I did not see this. I did not know that everyone is calling for Yuga Labs to just be done. The Mutants floor is down to 8.25 each. So effectively, one of our predictions has, or I know I predicted this. I think Easy might have predicted this, that captains were going to flip Mutant Apes. I think Nick has talked a lot about there's no more expected dividend for the time being for the Mutant Apes and Bored Apes. Like, that was what was keeping the floor up, is like, I'm going to get another NFT or I'm going to get something I could sell. I think the last really, really significant one was the Sewer Pass, which was a monster win. I believe the top on that was 3 ETH. Phenomenal dividend right there. But then the chart for Mutant Apes and Bored Apes has just been trending down. People have, I guess the angle that people are taking is that Bored Apes and Mutant Apes have minimal upside, with Yuga's sole focus being on gaming. This almost feels like, for the first time, Yuga is feeling the, well, what's in it for the holders narrative, where if you go and try to do something special that's, strong for business and strong for expansion of eyeballs and user base, the question is, well, what's going to make the NFT price go up tomorrow? Yeah, I mean, look, Nick, you've like an ex-girlfriend that's salty. It seems that you have tracked the Yuga Labs ecosystem, even though you sold your ape quite a bit. What do you make of this, you psycho stalker ex-girlfriend?
Pio clearly hasn't slept either, and it's showing in his hosting today. What do you think of this, you ex-winner? Now not unsuccessful.
You didn't sell the top when you should have. You bozo.
I mean, look, at this point, you can only root for them. They're building a gaming company. The reality is when they dropped, though, I don't think most of us were thinking, I want to invest in a gaming company. If you were thinking that, you would have bought Pixel Vault at that time.
Yeah.
And that was or Pixelmon at that point. What a lot of people don't know the name of our second ETH collection, but it's going to start with the word pixel. So because that has held well in the market. I don't know. There's not much to add here, Pio, but thanks for throwing it to me. When it comes to the ape situation, the biggest story there, I think, is just the price of ApeCoin, which is actually around like 2.1 at the moment. I like that drop has been quite significant. And if you think about the ape holders who were staking, a lot of them were kind of like talking shit while it was pumping about all the free money they were making. I'm not seeing a lot of tweets from them at this point.
Well, the NFT space is the ultimate, like when you're high and you're like gloating and rubbing it in everybody's face 24/7. And then when you're low, you either say nothing and just cry privately, or you just start attacking everybody. Like I see some people that are like, known bulls from 2021 that had big Twitter followings, and they're just posting negative stuff nonstop. Just like it's funny as hell, man. Like, I don't know. I just get the biggest kick out of people in this space. They make me laugh so hard. But anyway.
Yeah.
Because
I think Nick, you're right about the ape thing. Because if you actually look at the prices, because like back in November when we had the whole FTX collapse, right? I mean, the USD prices for these Bored Ape and Mutants is still above then, because ETH crashed so hard and ETH is higher now. But like Bored Apes kind of dipped to right around this price, like the mid 40 range. But Mutants, they dipped down to 10, right? Because I think, Pia, did you buy one then, or were you?
No, I thought that it would be unlikely for the Mutants to go below 10 at that point, and I was absolutely,
which was correct, because then it went from 10
to like
all the way
20.
back up to like 15, 20. So
It was a great opportunity right there.
Yeah, and if you look now, the Mutants are bleeding a little bit more than the Bored Apes percentage-wise, and I think it's because a lot more people were using Mutants as an ape staking strategy.
Yeah.
And so now that the ape price is dropping, you're seeing more sell-offs in that, and that's why that pressure is there's more pressure on Mutants than there is on Bored Ape right now. And so that leads me to believe that, yeah, like Occam's razor, the simplest thing is that ape coin price is dropping. Therefore, that's why we're seeing some of this sell off here. I don't think it's so much like, oh, what's the point of holding like a Bored Ape? Because I feel like ever since other deeds, you could have made that same argument. You know what I mean? So I think now it's a little bit more ape coin related.
At least we got some ape holders, remaining ape holders in the crowd that still have commentary on it. Nick only had to wait 6 months to justify his cope for not staking ape. There's no cope, dude. I was right all along.
A lot of people also are saying, like, they're like, the price is down because like Gordon Goner's gone and like the company's not like doing as cool shit anymore. And then like a lot of people are like, we need like a real CEO. I'm like, didn't you guys get like the CEO of fucking Blizzard?
We need a real CEO. We got 2 executives from 2 of the biggest gaming publishers in the United States. Hey, yo, man, we need some real talent over here. I'm so glad that NFT Twitter is not running our business with those.
His name's Gordon Goner. You thought he was going to stay around?
Come on now. Come on. All right. How about this? I'm going to go a little off book right here. Sorry, Clemente. I'm going to go a little off book. There was one NFT trade that I saw. Of course, I didn't participate on it, but it might not be too late. In a market like this, when the whole market kind of moves up and the whole market moves down, to me, it is a little challenging to find where you can get wins on existing collections. I understand like the free mint that just ran from free to 0.6. There's always an opportunity for quote unquote getting in early on something that's brand new, buying it right away before everybody else does. Then all of a sudden you see a bunch of people promoting it on Twitter, and then you can see a little bit of a run. Or if you're in like Bitcoin ordinals, you can just hop into a new Bitcoin ordinals collection that hopefully will get a little bit of a narrative and get some steam. But when it comes to like the collections that have been out for over a year, I don't think that I'm, an asshole for saying that it's pretty hard to determine which ones are going to just randomly go on a run unless you have insider info and a news event. But I noticed one collection, and that collection is Kanpai Pandas. And it went down as low as, I want to say, 0.68 ETH. The all-time high on this thing was at least towards 2 ETH, and that was recently. We saw a run up to like 1.5. When he came on our show, when Ice Bags or Milk Bags, whatever the hell, too many names, but when he came on our show, he talked about how he had a recent meeting with VCs, and then they swept the floor afterwards. I think he said they put in like a couple $100,000, which if you work in this industry, you know that happens and that's a thing. And it's a really effective way to get a bunch of liquidity in your NFT collection. You basically pitch VCs, and whether or not they're going to actually make an equity investment in your business, they'll often, buy the NFTs because of the flexibility that gives them. They can sell it, and they can have a really major impact on the price. If you're deploying $250,000 into a 7,700 piece JPEG collection, you're going to have an impact on the price. It looks like I just pulled it up. It's already back up at 0.88. So if I had bought when I thought was a good time to buy, then I would have seen 0.2 appreciation already. I just feel like this guy's moving and shaking. He's been in crypto for a while. I know some people have a problem with some of the tweets that he puts out, basically is the way I would sum it up, because they're not exactly PC, but he's shown that he can get this thing to like 1.5 ETH in the past, and we're already seeing a run back from the bottom of like 0.68 or whatever it was. Easy. Am I crazy for thinking that this is one that actually could keep going?
Yeah, absolutely. I think so. I think that there's certainly still a lot of potential.
You think he's crazy?
No, I'm not going to sit here and call.
Easy. Is there staking on these? Is that why there's only 2,000 holders? Do you know?
Yes. Yeah, there is. So they have like points for like trait swapping, and you actually, I think you were in the karate token. That's with Karate Combat as well for staking these. And they basically gamify the way that you can stake them and then gamble on these karate fights with it. So yeah, there's a bunch of stuff that they're trying to do. I'm a fan of like what they continue to do. They're really going after like the sports world instead of just like traditional exposure. Like, dude, John Bone Jones, arguably the biggest UFC fighter still active, rocks their merch 24/7. They just got Mike Perry wearing it with Joe Rogan. Like, there's a whole bunch of stuff that they're continuing to do that I think is just getting exposure and eyes on it. And then their partnership with Karate Combat, which is scaling at like an alarming rate, is another thing where I think that they've got something here. Like they have exposure that is not like the traditional space, where they're going to continue to get eyes on the brand versus the NFT, and those really core advocates of the brand are the ones who then siphon into the NFT.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way I'm thinking about it. Yeah, Kicks, is this something that's been on your radar at all for a trade?
Personally, no. I'm just, I like the guy. I mean, I think I think your thesis holds up like strongly. I think that they're actually trying to differentiate themselves in substantial ways. They're kind of doing something more like a Pudgy Penguins, right? Strategy where there's like a lot of physical elements happening as opposed to like a meme land or like an Azuki strategy. But all of those are trying to execute good strategies. But like, I mean, he's definitely like carving out a unique niche, which I like and respect. I'm really just sitting on my hands for most things right now. I agree with you in the fact that unless I feel like we're kind of going into a mini bull run or a bigger bull run, it's just so hard to pick up like an existing project and be like, okay, this is going to do a 2x, from here. And I already put some money into vessels for Yuga Labs. So that's my kind of like, maybe this randomly pumps play, but yeah, for now, I'm not really like buying too much. I'm just chilling. Although there is some like great plays to be had, there's still people making great bags, making great trades. I just like, with the bandwidth I have right now, it's like, it'd be a crapshoot for me to like try to pick things. It just feels really weak out there in terms of like just that. It just doesn't seem like I know we always say like, oh, there's only 5,000 of us left, blah, 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 blah. But I really think like it just doesn't seem like there's a lot happening right now. And it is summer. We are going into summer. So it's like not too surprising. But yeah, I'm sitting on my hands, but you know me, I'm ready to fire off some shots as soon as some good play comes across.
Yeah. I mean, Nick, I can't tell you don't want to speak, right? Or do you?
I mean, this just seems like if I'm selecting something to buy, it ain't this shit.
Okay. Do you want to know
that? That's my conclusion there. I'd probably pick up some BoDoggos.
I like where your head's at. I think it's a logical solution here.
Well, naturally, I like where your head's at in your promoting our project. So I'm always going to co-sign that. Are you joking on the previous statement, or is that an authentic Nick take?
I thought it's not authentic.
I think it was authentic. Like, I just don't really like if I have a selection, there's a shelf with a bunch of different options. This ain't the one that I'm going for.
Okay. What about Azuki beans?
Interesting. I think, yeah, maybe Azuki Beans. Those seem nice. They seem cool. Pudgy Penguin, something in the Pudgy ecosystem.
I feel like Nick is more of like buy the dip on either OPEPin
On a CryptoPunk.
Buy the dip on OPEPin if he goes right curve. If he goes left curve, he's going to ape into the Pixelmon pullback.
Okay.
How about Utes at just under 2 ETH?
Man, I've been so focused on BoDoggos that I don't even have time to think about adding to my Utes bag. I will say,
you have a Utes bag? You have a Ute?
Actually, I don't know. No. I have an empty bag.
No, don't you have a tube?
No, I sold it, I thought.
I could see Nick picking up a Chromie Squiggle right now at 10 ETH.
Yeah, I think an Autoglyph is probably in his price range. 27 ETH.
Is it 27 ETH?
I don't know. Maybe 50 ETH. I don't know, dude. I'm not an artist. I don't look at the art market.
I think 27 ETH would put it down from where it previously.
270 ETH. I don't know.
Sean Arden says at the top of bull markets, everyone wants to buy. At the bottom of a bear, no one wants to buy.
He's even got art in his name, so Chromie Squiggles may be a buy here.
I do like Chromie Squiggles as an option. Look, I'm focused on one area. I'm interested. Look, I have bags at this point. I'm not making a ton of moves. The best move is just to wait for the moments that are exciting rather than overtrade here. You're overtrading here. You're
really
just get killed.
Yeah. Facts.
I don't know, man. Sometimes, like, you gotta just dip your toes a bit, because otherwise you get splinters in your ass from sitting on the fence, and then you get bored, and then you're like, "Oh, there's nothing happening here, nothing interesting," and it's because you're not partaking. So sometimes you just gotta go to the slot machine and just put that penny in and be like,
it is true, Signal. Like, have you heard about this alpha?
OW.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, OWLPHAS. I had 20 of them at 50 Matic and sold all of them at 200 Matic. They're now 4,000 Matic.
Woo? Is Woo your alt?
No, Woo had 40
he said the
of them,
same
dude.
thing in chat.
Woo had 40 of them. So Woo 2x'd my size and sold at 400. So also out traded me on the paper hands. So yeah, fun.
Kix has just been copy trading Woo and is now concerned about the situation because he
like how far does the copy trading go? Who am I really copy trading?
It's just once again, it's one of these things. One of these things. Shapes are shaping.
Just wanted to toss my VFriend 2 on there completely out of the blue just to remind me of it just randomly on the show to be like, oh, remember how you lost 10 grand on that thing? What a dumb move.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, while we were having this discussion, didn't bring up VFriends 2 at all. Nothing from the Gary Vaynerchuk ecosystem or that buy. Clemente just randomly showed on screen the spectacular seahorse that Nick bought.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, that's worth $10,000 to me. I guess just to remind Nick, like, you're an idiot. I don't know. I don't know if that was like the intention behind it. But, you know, sometimes you have to do that, I think. I also love how much Kix has hitched his wagon to Woo. I've seen this with Kix before. Primetime bull run, you know, he was like, yeah, you know, I saw this trader and this trader get in. So I was like, those guys really know what's up. So I went in and I put 5 ETH into it. And yeah, I think at this point, Woo is his main guy. Whatever Woo does, Kix is aware of
everything. Like OXBT, you know, I stayed away from that. It was a great short-term trade, but I don't know about it long-term. But
I'm still
the dude's active.
Back above 10 cents, baby.
It's above 10 cents.
Oh,
man.
yeah. They
nice.
opened up the Discord.
It's at
they opened up Discord.
Damn. 8 cents. Yeah, they opened up a Discord.
They opened up a Discord. That's all you need to know. Don't ask any more questions.
You got my attention now, dude.
Don't ask any more questions. Don't ask any more
I'm
questions.
going to go research them. See you guys later.
Yo, you mean they opened a Discord?
And guess what they send in the Discord? Redacted messages. There's not a single word. It's just a bunch of squares.
My trading with Bitcoin is such a weird thing because to me, it was this nice thing that I just let sit there and I wouldn't do anything else with it. And now it's a situation where you're supposed to trade with it. once you get in a mindset where it like is tradable. It's a weird position because I liked just having it sitting over there, like I like it sitting in my wallet. And now there's all these people trying to just
take it from you.
Yeah, to take the Bitcoin from me.
They're literally trying to take it from you.
Not a fan of that.
Dude, I put I don't know, like 0.3 Bitcoins into my Xverse wallet. So I don't know what that's like 10 grand. And then I was like, am I just like, I can't like just give this to the market, dude. I was like, no, like, I'm not going to just donate this to the market. Like 0.3 Bitcoins, like, no. Like, and then I was like, man, if I had more conviction in ETH during the bull run, like, you know what I mean? If we were doing all the bull run stuff with Bitcoin, I would have been so conservative, like so conservative, compared to the ETH stuff.
Well, yeah, ETH is just throwing, like, ETH, you try and get out of your MetaMask as fast as possible because you're just going to spend it. Like, if it's in your MetaMask, you're just going to spend it. It doesn't matter what market it is, what timing. This year, I feel like I've definitely lost some money to the market just from adding money into MetaMask and then never bringing it back and completely forgetting about the NFTs that I bought. Like, I don't know what am I going to do? We're still waiting on, when did I buy? I bought a bunch of Faces of Web3, which I have a lot of. Well, I don't have a ton of. I have Fiwo's project here.
I think
now that's a controversial position. Apparently, I don't know. And then, yeah, there's like other items that I have in here that I'm just scrolling through. That I'm just like, what are you gonna do with this money, dude? Or with these NFTs that you bought? You're just giving them back. My family mooks. I saw
you still have that? Oh God.
Oh, I'm going down with the ship, baby. Like, you're not a real one if you're just like getting rid of the ones that you that like didn't do well in the bull market. You gotta is this one of mine?
There's no way he bought that. Someone definitely sent that to him.
No, I bought it.
Really?
No, I don't know that I bought this one. This one seems weird. I don't think I bought that, but maybe I did.
Ladies and gentlemen, Clemente, without hesitation, has pulled up Nick's portfolio. Dude, Nick did not buy these things. These things were sent to Nick.
No, I think I bought that. There's no doubt. Like, I have some degen trades, dude. Like, there's
remember Stoner Cats?
Yeah, those are stoner cats, I think. Is that what they are?
That
was not a stoner
cat. It just reminds me of it because it's a cat smoking weed.
I've stoned Ape Saturn Club. That
was a big one at the time. That was a big one.
That was a rug.
I paid 0.2117 ETH.
With ETH probably at $3,000. You have an indifferent duck.
I have, I'll hold that one, People were like pissed off at me. They were like, I lost a lot of money on indifferent ducks. And I'm like, yeah, I didn't make I didn't sell a single one. Everyone was like pissed because I think I did a tweet that was like, these are the future or something like that. I mean, like because I thought it was so ridiculous. And apparently someone read that as like, and then literally came up to me in person and was like, me and my daughter bought indifferent ducks. What happened to that? And I'm like, wow, you ask their fucking team. Like, I don't like, what do you want me to do? I lost money on that. Are you serious?
This is a great transition, Nick, from indifferent ducks to, we talked about having a special little thing, right, Nick? Isn't that what we talked about at the end of the show?
I don't know if we talked about that. Did we?
Yeah, we did.
Maybe you could have made a different transition. Maybe we could have waited. Maybe Clemente could pull us off the screen and we find some way to transition this in a way that actually seems productive.
Well, I like the way that we're doing it right now. Ladies and gentlemen, if you go to the BoDoggos,
exciting.
If you go to the BoDoggos Twitter account, ladies and gentlemen, and let me know if for whatever reason you can't hear this. I'm going to mute myself. The radio people, the Twitter people are only going to hear the audio. This is a video that's been published on the BoDoggos Twitter account. So check it out. If you're on Twitter right now, you can check out the video if you want to see it. The YouTube audience will be able to see it live right now. I'm going to play the video.
Can't hear it.
You said can't hear it?
Yeah, there's no audio.
Clemente, you got it, buddy. Little audio mishap, ladies and gentlemen. Clemente will be able to get it in. But the Twitter audience, I'm sure, is already flocking to the BoDoggos Twitter account. Clemente, can we get the audio right here? So let's zoom in on this a little bit.
Hey, can you zoom in a little more, Clemente? Hey, Clemente, can you zoom in a little bit?
You're muted there.
Yeah, you're muted right there on that thing, but it's all good. He's unmuted on the screen share. Can you turn up the volume on it, Clemente?
It's cranked. We ready?
Yep.
Let me know if it plays.
What? Just end it, dude.
It's almost
Just end the show. It was that good. No, this time for those that are listening, there's a time lapse of all the art series and things that we went through in terms of getting the BoDoggos out. Pio tweeted his BoDoggo as well.
It is almost time. If you watch the video, look at the last slide. The 27th cannot come soon enough.
Well, wait, hold on. Are we dropping an NFT?
Yeah, I was about to say, Clemente, let's dish out the free NFT.
Clemente.
Go to the nifty.com /claim and enter the password camera25 CAMERA25 for today's free NFT. We got an absolute banger for you guys today.
Oh, I'm on the wrong site.
Go ahead and claim that. Oh, here we go. Here we go. It's working, Nick.
Well, no, everyone knows the site works. Clemente just had it out. Everyone's roasting Nick today. And Nick's being a great sport about it. This is a good Monday. This is the BoDoggos snapshot free NFT, ladies and gentlemen. Clemente has it pulled up on the screen. Clemente, what's the password for people to claim it?
Camera25, and it was also tweeted out and pinned up at the top of the space, so you can also claim it there.
That's what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. Go claim that free NFT. The snapshot is this evening. So if you want to get an automatic, allow list for this NFT, the BoDoggos NFT, buy a portal. You'll get into that snapshot if you hold it through 11:59 p.m. Eastern tonight, and then you can participate in the pre-sale. That's going to start tomorrow and is going to happen for a week. We couldn't be more excited about BoDoggos. I just tweeted out my BoDoggo that I'll be changing my profile picture to. Easy has already changed his profile picture to his BoDoggo. I'm going to retweet his, or I don't know if he tweeted it too. Really exciting stuff.
I haven't tweeted mine yet. I'm letting the previous tweet. I retweeted the other thing. I'm gonna let it sit, and then I'll come back and post my PFP.
That's what I'm talking about. Well, anyway, easy, Nick. Anything else that we want to let people know before we wrap?
No. If you don't have your portal, get your portal, and the snapshot's going on. Whichever wallet it's in, that's what you're going to be able to participate in the pre-sale with. And we'll be announcing a bunch of things this week as we go into the beginning of the mint.
Soon. Dates announced June 27th. Get ready.
June 27th, ladies and gentlemen. Hope to see you there. We're letting the dogs out. Woof. You already know. Woof. Woof. That was a